Hey guys, and welcome back to another League of Legends video. Today we're going to be looking at some fan champion concepts. Some of the best work that the community makes usually revolves around either skin concepts or champion concepts, and this video is no exception. Some of the work here is absolutely amazing, and better yet, Riot sometimes takes inspiration from fan content for future abilities or potential future champions. So some of these could possibly be future champions or content. Of course, that's a never ever a guarantee, but we've seen it happen, so who's to say it won't happen again and again. But without wasting any more time, I would love to get straight into it. Just a quick note, if I mispronounce absolutely anything, the artist's name, the artist's intention for the champion name, etc., that is completely my bad. However, we do have all the sources to the artwork in the comments down below, so make sure to check it out and support the original creators. Without further ado, let's get straight into it with number 1, Raku Tengar, the Lightning Conqueror. Made by Basil of the Nim, this guy is a warrior who will wield lightning powers. We can see some of the concept art evolution, and let me be real here, it is an aggressive development cycle, but a stunning one. With the first iteration of Raku, we see him more of like a bulky tank, but by the end, he is a slimmed down, more agile looking warrior. So I love to see these aggressive styles. People are really playing with different concepts to find what they love. However, the best part of champion concepts are easily the abilities, so let's dive right into here with the visuals. The visuals allow a more easy understanding of what's happening. So his passive is Slumbering Storm Cloud. As you can see, it looks like it is a cloud that is emitted that will randomly become an active storm cloud and strike lightning to nearby enemies. And I think the concept is similar to Blitzcrank. You know how when you're running around, sometimes you'll just strike something with lightning. It looks like this cloud is a more aggressive version of that. His auto attacks leave a trail of lightning, and I believe that is just a visual effect, or maybe it makes a mark, but I don't think so, because next we have Sovereign Bolt, which actually allows you to strike a nearby enemy. It looks like the first time you strike them, it will do damage, while the second time will leave a proc, as we can see here on Katarina. You can then use Static Rumble to pull the proc towards you and make a chain of lightning. As we can see here, it is depicted that it goes through Katarina and also hits a minion, and I guess it is an AoE effect. His next ability is called Complete Dominance, and man, does it look cool. It looks like he charges towards an enemy, and as long as you hit them, you'll pick them up and slam them to the ground with lightning emitting all around them. Nothing is better though than his ultimate. It's called Storm Ruler, and it is kind of next level. I didn't expect it. It looks like it is a channel-based ultimate. You have to channel the ultimate. A ship appears, comes towards you, and then you actually mount it. You then control the ship and have a new set of abilities which allow you to steer the boat and shoot lightning from it. There's also something called Take Flight, which allows you to lift the boat into the air, and then if you're hovering over people, you have something called First Lightning, which shoots lightning below you. There's also another ability called Conquest, which allows you to target towers and hopefully take them down extremely fast when breaking, making an AoE explosion. Holy moly. Now, realistically, this would be a super overloaded kit, especially because his ultimate has a whole new set of abilities. But conceptually, this is insane. I would love to see a lightning champion like this. That would be one heck of a fun time. Alright, moving on from there, number 2, we have Zarin, the Artificial Vastaean. And this one's made by Sora, and I'm not gonna lie, it is crazy. Not only do you see this concept art right here, but it goes even further than that. The concepts play animations. We have animations for these concept champions. I love it. As you can see here, it looks like his Q, he puts together his arms and shoots like kind of like this laser beam, because it looks like his arms are kind of infused with power, and it just looks so cool. His next ability looks like out of nowhere there's this cosmic energy that he absorbs, but because of the sprinkle around his body, I think it is a heal ability. Maybe after you kill someone, you can heal from their dead body. I'm not too sure, I'll be honest. Those are the only two abilities that were animated, and I don't really know, but I'm gonna assume it's like a Q and W or like a Q and E. That's what I would assume. After that, we just have more concept designs. We can see that another very aggressive change through the development of the art. We have a much bigger and much bulkier tank with valves out of his back and green tubes that infuse his arm. In this case, he got rid of the valves and just made it come out of his back in a much more slim design. We can see an animation on the tube, and it just looks so cool. At number 3, easily my favorite concept on the list here, we have Rogue the Blood Child, made by Nabura, and man, she looks insane. And not only is the art just absolutely beautiful, but the style is so cool. Even when she's depicting her abilities, I absolutely love the style that she used. If we go to her Q, we see kind of like a blood dance where Rogue spins, dealing damage to enemies in a circle around her. This spell has a small spell vamp percentage. Her W, on the other hand, is called Plasma Vortex, and damn is it cool. Rogue throws a blood orb that collects the blood of nearby enemies during its travel time. It then grows in size. The bigger it is, the more damage it does, and upon reaching its destination, it explodes, slowing down enemies. So yeah, that is amazing. Sucking blood, an orb sucking blood from the nearby enemies, changing how big it'll explode and how much damage it'll do, is phenomenal. I love to see it. The second part of her W, they called it W2. After the orb explodes, it can be casted again to give a blood shield to an allied champion. The more damage the orb did, the bigger the shield on the ally it will be. And man, this is super unique, let's just be honest. But before I give my thoughts, on to number E. E is Bloodstream. It is a dash in a direction, and if it goes through an allied champion, it can be recasted again after a very short delay. So it's a dash, but if you dash through an ally, you can then dash again. Allies hit by the dash get a movement speed buff for a short period of time. Allies already hit by it once will receive the buff again, but it cannot gain its recast. So this is interesting. Let's say I am playing support, which it looks like this character's supposed to be, and I dash through my Vayne. She will gain a buff, and then I can recast it through the Vayne again to keep giving her that buff. However, I can't get the recast unless it is a unique champion. So this is very interesting. But onto her R, called Crimson Maiden. This is so cool. So, Rogue collects blood from the nearby enemy champions, dealing damage and slowing, then transforms into an entity made of blood, which empowers all of her abilities. Holy moly, is this insane? Like, oh my god, blown away. These look absolutely fantastic. At first I thought she would be a little bit too much like Vladimir, but I was blown away by these ability concepts. It's more of like a damage dealing support. It's kind of like a blood version of Morgana, but all the abilities are unique. I love it. We also have a ton of inspiration with the artwork at the bottom, and all of these concepts, they just look phenomenal. I'll key through these so you can see them, but everything here is amazing. We also have an idea of where the inspiration for the character came from. I don't know all of them, but it looks like we have Katara from Avatar, we have Gaara from Naruto, and we have, what's her name? Azula, I think her name was. It's been a long time since I watched any of these shows, but I can kind of see where the inspiration comes from and how the animations would play out. I can kind of see it all in my head, and man, it's just so cool. There's an intense amount of concepts, and I love it. I absolutely love the detail. I love the champion, love the concept, the artwork, and the inspiration. Just what an intense amount of work that went into this, and a huge round of applause. Again, make sure to check out the artists in the description down below. Next up, we have Abigail, which is a Hextech wielder made by the artist Larissa, and holy, this is pretty cool as well. I absolutely love the design, first of all. Very unique, very unique, literally. There's no kind of design with this type of clothing in this type of era, but it fits the character so well, and it's just all based around Hextech, and it's phenomenal. Her passive allows you to either buff an ally tower or disable an enemy tower. Her Q has 3 different modes: a piercing arm for short range, a electric arm for medium range, and a sniper arm for long range, but it doesn't let you use basic abilities. Her W also has 3 different modes. One allows you to stun an enemy on your next auto attack, one launches a ray beam that slows enemy and deals bonus damage to units, and one which allows her to become immobile. However, it fires a very long-range shot with high damage. Her E is called Cautious Charge and allows her to dash forward using her jetpack and creates a shield around her during the process. Finally, her R is called Chain Reaction. Abigail modifies her arm by throwing 6 Hextech crystals to the ground. They generate a slow area and can be activated by Abigail to cause a chain explosion. Abigail can activate the explosion by approaching the crystals or shooting from a distance with her sniper shape. So it kind of like a stronger version of Gangplank's barrels is kind of what I'm getting at here. So yeah, all in all, Abigail looks fantastic, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm surprised we don't have more Hextech based things, because it looks like conceptually there is a lot that Riot can dive in with here. Next up at number 5, this one is a short but sweet one called Taito the Vision Keeper by Basile of the Nim. So this guy, he looks super unique. I mean, we have nothing like this in League of Legends. The closest thing, actually staring at him, I don't even know. He can't compare to anyone. He's super, super cool. He has something, which is his E, called Illuminating Arrow, where he throws it, it connects to an enemy or it can hit the ground and will create vision, which is super interesting, and that's the only concept that this guy went through with, but I can already just imagine a bunch of abilities based around vision, and I think it would be a balancing nightmare, but again, conceptually, that's pretty cool. I mean, someone who just focuses on information gathering is quite an interesting concept. I'm not gonna lie. Last but very much not least, at number 6, we have Mativa, the Lost Spirit by Carly. Now, unfortunately, there isn't any depicted abilities. However, the very first drawing, okay, this is kind of cute. It was in a sketchbook and we have a picture of it right here, but the concept does go digital as we move down. And man, does it look amazing. I mean, some of these animations are insane. Now, we don't have any specific abilities, but we have different poses. We even have the Awakening, which is R, and it just looks so mystical. We have that skull mask, this oh my god. I mean, I don't even know how to describe it into words, but when we say the Lost Spirit and something mystical, this screams it. Actually screams at this staff with just a skull at the end. It doesn't exactly look like a weapon, and the whole vibe is giving me a lot of, I'm gonna say, the abilities, passives, everything would be based around curses, fears, maybe damage over time, all that type of stuff. I don't know if you're following me here, since there isn't any abilities for me to show you guys, just animations and an overall concept. That's how I see it. I mean, imagine a backflip into fearing them and then hitting them with something that does a curse that does damage over time. That's how I see it, and I think it would look absolutely stunning in League of Legends. So yeah, sorry that the last one didn't have any abilities to showcase for it, but I think on a concept basis, it's one of my favorites in the video. But you guys let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you guys enjoyed the content, hit that like button, consider subscribing. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.